What we're looking at here is a major scale in solfege. And solfege, we can basically say, is the way that singers mark where they are in music. So a major scale in solfege is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We've probably heard that one before. But how do we use this idea here to make chords? How do we make music when singing only can be done with one note at a time? Well, we can make chords by stacking thirds, and there's a lot of different ways we can play chords. We can do them as an arpeggio, do, mi, so, mi, do, also known as a broken chord, or we can play those notes together on something like a piano. What we're looking at now is a one chord, do, mi, so. We're stacking thirds. If it were do, re, mi, well, that wouldn't be a chord. But if it's do, mi, so, and the scale starts on do, then that is the first degree of the scale. Every single note in this major scale has a scale degree tied to it. Do is 1, re 2, mi 3, etc., etc. And we can use these scale degrees to identify certain chords that start on these scale degrees. So we're going to call this a one chord, our friend do, mi, so, because do is the first degree of the major scale. So it's called a one chord when we stack the thirds from do to mi to so. Now, if we take that logic and we apply it to another chord, say one that starts on re, so we have re, fa, la, fa, re. We know it's a two chord because re starts on the second degree of the major scale. And so we go 2, 4, and 6 when we stack these thirds. By using this logic, we can make different chords. 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord, 5, 6, 7. Each starting on their respective scale degree. The other thing that I need to clarify is that the major scale doesn't stop when you go to do. It keeps going. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, etc., etc. And this is important to know because we have more access to other notes than just one scale would provide. And that allows us to build up chords past do. For example, ti, re, fa skips do, but continues to use the notes above do. Let's take a look at a piano for a better visualization, I know words, of this concept. And we can go higher and higher and higher. But the scale degrees don't change. For example, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. And the reason why this is the case is because we're starting on C. So every C is now do. If we were in the scale of D major, every D would be do. And so on and so forth. Now finally, we get to something usable in terms of making music. All of these chords can be played one after another to create chord progressions. One of the most common chord progressions is 1, 4, 5. Do, mi, so, fa, la, do, or so, ti, re. It sounds like this. and then we would go back to 1. Now, before moving on to the next video in this series, try writing out the chord progression 1, 6, 4, 5 in solfege. This is one of the most common chord progressions for pop music. 1, 6, 4, 5. Try writing it out in solfege, and don't worry, just give it your best shot, and we'll look at the answer in the next video.